This is Jerry Mason, the Kickin Lawyer, and I'm inviting everyone to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. on the Kickin Lawyer fan page on Facebook for Law Talk Live, where we discuss business, politics, current events, and the law. If you miss the live version, you can watch the playback on YouTube or listen on your favorite podcast platform. All right, it's Jerry Mason, the Kickin Lawyer. We're live for another Law Talk. I appreciate you guys joining us today. I'm excited because I have one of our sponsors for the Covington Comic-Con we're going to be interviewing. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow the podcast. We're available on all social media platforms as well as podcast platforms. We're also on TikTok. You can subscribe, like, all that kind of stuff. We're going to get Josh dancing one of these days on TikTok. It'll be great.
Doubtful.
And then don't forget that the Covington Comic-Con in 2 weeks returns to Covington, Tennessee at the Civic Center. Tickets are available at Theo and Rose Ice Cream as well as my law firm. You can buy tickets, and it's 2 days this time, so we're expecting a lot of excitement at the Covington Comic-Con. We have fully booked vendors, so hopefully you guys will come join us. It'll be a great event. It's great for children. They don't have to dress up, but you can. It's a good excuse for adults or kids to dress up.
It's the greatest event in human history.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of great guests that are returning, and we have some new guests coming, lots of new stuff.
You got that new flyer in front of you right there, Jerry.
Yeah, and don't forget that on Friday night, the night before, which I guess is the 19th, the Ruffin Theater is going to have Ghostbusters, and the DeSoto County Ghostbusters will be there with an Ecto-1, and that's all free, 100% free. Additionally, on the 20th, I, the Kickin Lawyer, am sponsoring Superman, the real, authentic, original 1978 Superman, and that's also for free and available at the Ruffin Theater. And then one that I haven't mentioned yet, and I guess I can tell you, Josh is going ahead and scrolling through my lower thirds, but the Cellar is going to do a Thor's Hammer beef shank you can buy that week to promote the Covington Comic-Con. It's a 3.5 pound beef shank hammer thing to try to eat. And then the staff that Sunday are all going to dress up. So that's at the Cellar restaurant located here in Covington. Trivia tonight, by the way, 6:30. And then the lower third that he ran a minute ago was Michelle Allen, and now I'm behind.
Now you're on Mason's High Octane Martial Arts. I want you to go to Mason's High Octane Martial Arts. But Michelle Allen is also a longtime friend of the podcast, and she is your go-to for Cry-Like Realty if you need a buy, sell, rent real estate. And, of course, if you're looking to accelerate your brand, you just holler at Josh at Masonite Digital Marketing. We're going to be running a promotion during the Comic-Con, too, where if you own a brand business or you are an influencer, you can get a certain percentage off of our services during the Comic-Con.
So with that said, I'm joined today by Mr. Kenneth Dunn. How you doing, Kenneth?
Doing great. How are you?
And Robin. And I didn't get your last name, Robin.
Hi, Denton.
I don't know that matters. Robin Denton?
Yeah.
Cool. Because we'll get your social media stuff and all that later.
Yes, we will.
And so, first of all, Kenneth, I'm glad to say, is sponsored the Covington Comic-Con. And although we do have a lot of the print material out, if you would like to become a sponsor, it's not too late. Just go to CovingtonComicCon.com, shoot us an email. We'd be glad to have you. But we do really appreciate Kenneth sponsoring the event. Now, Kenneth is an artist, but also a cosplayer. And I know Robin's a cosplayer. We'll get to know her more in a second because I've seen her cosplay Punisher and a few other things. And we'll get into talking about that. Because I'm proud to say, Kenneth, that I'm a cosplayer now, too.
I see the budget Batman.
Yeah, budget Batman. I'm excited about it. So how are y'all doing?
Man, we're doing good. We're here.
We're glorious. Achieving in life.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Oh, today's a special day a little bit. It's my birthday. So
well, happy birthday,
man. Thank you.
Sweet. We'll have to give you, have to come up with something. So I got my second edition Kickin Lawyer comic books in. That's that big stack of boxes over there. I got them in time for the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So maybe we get you one of those. We'll get you something. I got to get you something for your birthday.
Will you autograph it?
I will. I'll put, you want me to put Budget Batman or Kickin Lawyer on
both. One and the same.
That's right.
But you never see them at the same time.
So look, I was in Metropolis,
yes,
Illinois. And so, look, around here, people know me around here. Everybody knows me. I'm on a bunch of stuff. And so I'm used to people like, hey, either Kickin Lawyer or Jerry or whatever. It's fine. But when I go abroad, it's rare. It's not somebody knows me. So I'm at Metropolis, Illinois at the Superman celebration, which was a huge deal to me to even get to go. and I hear somebody go, I think you said Kickin Lawyer. I was like, it's a Kickin Lawyer. It's Kickin. I was like, somebody knows a Kickin Lawyer here. And it was Kenneth. He was there. He was there as Deadpool. Anyway, I was honored that somebody recognized me at Metropolis.
So, yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Like, I spotted you, and then I was trying out a new cosplay then, too.
And that's right. It wasn't Deadpool. It was the from the Damned series, the Batman Damned series.
Yes. The Dark Knight Rises? No,
yeah.
That's the movie. But it's off the franchise of The Dark Knight. And it was Batman Who Laughs.
That's what it is.
So it was one of the things I wanted to try out. That was the first time putting it in together. And then seeing the crowd response was kind of funny because as close-knit Metropolis is, they were like, oh my God, why is he wearing his Halloween costume? It was funny seeing that happen. I'm like, Halloween? We're at a con.
Yeah. And so tell everybody, because some people won't know, tell everybody about yourself. Because you got Lotus, what's it called? Lotus?
Heroes of Lotus Night.
Heroes of Lotus Night. So tell us about what that is and what you do and all that.
So basically, Heroes of Lotus Night is...
And look, do this. This mic, the side of the mic is where the mic is, and you want to be about a fist length from it. Ooh. And we've got these fancy mic stands sponsored by Michelle Allen, so you can move them around if you need to.
Can you hear me now?
Is that better, Josh?
Yeah, it's a little better. Good. Yeah, just stay close up on it. You'll be good. Yeah.
Cool. So basically, Heroes of Lotus Night is basically I'm using it as a network outlet for models to come in, model, do their thing, and learn how to cosplay, act. Also, send the network for artists to come in and showcase their work too. So with that, I use it as an entertainment network. So an outlook of it as putting together different shows and things for folks to come in, especially if they're new or even if they're seasoned in cosplay, putting them all together to be able to make a dream come true. So let's say if you want to do stage presence and do a show where you never done before, then you get to do that because people are a little bit nervous, or some people are nervous as going as themselves on stage, but you putting them in the outfit, you got a whole nother character.
Yeah. A whole new personality.
A whole new personality.
So, Robin, is that how you got to know Kenneth? Was through the cosplay, or did you already know each other? Or
I started going to the acting studio he was at currently, where he was distributing and working, and that's where he was currently.
Yeah. And you cosplay, too?
I do. I had a fascination, didn't have an outlet, and he brought me in and said, hey, let me help you.
Cool.
And it was beautiful. He introduced me a lot, helped me be more confident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mentioned this last week. Who was I talking to, Josh, about me cosplaying? Sarah. I was talking to Sarah Freitas, who just did her new book, right? Mm-hmm. So Sarah does a lot of cosplay. She does Tomb Raider and
Jasmine,
the Mummy and Jasmine, all that
Faye
stuff,
Valentine.
Right? She does it a lot. She usually has a booth and has people line up, to talk to her. She's one of those cosplayers. But what I told her was I, as overconfident a man as I am, had never cosplayed. And so the Kickin Lawyer is kind of me, right? It's not really cosplay. But the Budget Batman thing was my first real opportunity to and we went to San Diego Comic-Con a couple of weeks ago.
I saw that.
And it was tons of fun, and I cosplayed as Budget Batman.
Right.
And so it's very liberating, I think, when you're in this different persona, because you get to be and do things that you wouldn't normally do in that character. And it was tons of fun, man. Like, I've enjoyed the whole Budget Batman thing. Like, really enjoyed it. But what I'm getting at is, so I'm a really confident guy, but I have a lot of respect for people like you guys that have already been doing the cosplay, because I think that does take a certain level of confidence in order to do it. And I think it's great for people to do because you get to step outside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And, have fun doing something a little different.
Yes,
Yeah.
So it's like, you also get different job opportunities too, such as like we do the Delta Fair. So we kind of treat it like, I guess you can call it Six Flags in a way, or how California has it, which I'm trying to bring down into Beale Street. So that's in the play as well. Heroes on the Strip, and basically going down there, taking pictures with fans and folks. They love it. So it becomes a iconic deal. So you get to see kids and adults and people of all ages, no matter where you're at. And they're like, oh, my God, we want to take a picture with you. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? I got a business. I was like, I got a job.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I've had on the Budget Batman, We've had businesses reach out. That's why I don't know if you've seen it at Tara's place yet, but I have a 6-foot budget Batman stand-up I made because I can't be at all these businesses. So I was like, I'll just transport the budget Batman stand-up around and people can take selfies with it, you know.
Right,
it's me doing the karate pose. Or I say it's budget Batman, not me, right? So yeah, there are business opportunities there with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So on the cosplay, so get y'all are actors, actresses, actors, and you're into that kind of thing. But like, what's your favorite cosplay? Who's your favorite person to cosplay?
That's a hard question.
I have so many more to do before I can make that decision.
Like,
who you done so far?
Yeah, been my most recent, which was Zantana. We did that in what was that? Paragould, Arkansas.
Oh yeah, we just did a con this past weekend.
Cool. Where was that? It's in Paragould. What was that one?
Nerds is simple.
Nerds are simple.
Nerds
Unite.
is simple.
Nerds Unite.
Nerds
Maybe
Unite.
both.
It was in Paragould, Arkansas.
Yes, it's the first one.
Oh, cool. I hadn't heard about it. Did it have a lot of people come out?
Yeah. It was called for 2 days. They have people come in mostly on Saturday, but more kids on Saturday or Sunday. My fault.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that ended up happening. And then, but like I said, it was their first one, and they're already planning on doing a second one. So I guess it was a good turnout too for them. It was a good turnout.
Well, we'll get your favorite cosplay. You said Santana, which I can see now. Zantana, excuse me. I can see the resemblance because I'm a big DC guy, so I know Zantana, right? How many people recognize that character though?
A shockingly large amount.
Really?
Yes.
Sweet.
I would say a lot of folks our age recognized
Yeah.
Santana just because of the classic.
Yeah. We got the fishnets and the
Yeah.
the tuxedo top and the top hat and everything. Yeah. For those that don't know, Zantana's like a, I don't want to say sorceress. It's like
She's a magician.
Magician, yeah.
She is.
Yeah. So what about you, Kenneth? Who's your favorite cosplay? I bet I know, but I'm gonna let you say it.
Actually, the one I mostly compete as, I guess that would be my most favorite, would be Spawn.
I haven't seen you do Spawn.
Spawn.
Really?
Yeah, you won't even recognize me.
I have not seen you do Spawn. I've seen you do Deadpool.
Yes, so Deadpool is fairly new to me.
Really?
Yeah, it just came.
I think you do
second
great
nature.
at it. You know, we did the little one over here the kids had, and you were doing the quips and everything. I thought you did a good job.
And that costume is like movie quality, man. Like, it's legit.
Yeah, Spawn. Deadpool came second nature. It was actually requested from someone, and then gave it a try, and was like, let me see what it is, because a lot of people know who he is versus Spawn. And I tried out the Deadpool, and
You're
it's
naturally
been
ridiculous.
natural.
So
It's
he got to be
unnatural.
himself
Yeah,
in costume.
That's why Budget Batman works for me. It's because I get to be ridiculous too. And then we were talking before, but when I first met you, you were Punisher.
I was.
Which is cool.
That was my first cosplay with him. First cosplay.
Was that at the Theo and Rose Hero Day
Yes.
thing? Yeah,
Yes,
I
it
remember
was.
that. Because I came to that one as the Kickin lawyer. Because that's what I have the comic book of, is the Kickin lawyer. Which is not really a cosplay, I don't think. It's
Oh,
really
yeah.
big.
That
It's
counts?
like-
Come on.
Does it?
Yes.
I don't know if it counts.
Well, not with that attitude.
The Budget Batman. I like the Budget Batman more because I can be so over the top. You get to be a...
It's more fun to be fun
Right.
or
Yeah,
amusing,
yeah.
goofy.
It definitely brings out a different side too, also adding to the confidence. So it's like, I used to have stage fright. Doing Deadpool for so long, stage fright where? It's nowhere now.
Well, I don't ever, and people would say I'm overconfident because I don't rarely get stage fright on anything. But I will say that it's still, especially the Budget Batman as an example, because I'm in spandex, like it's tight. And then when I played Rocky in the Rocky Horror Show at the Ruffin, and it's coming up in October. I told him I would do it again, and I have to cut weight for it because I'm basically naked. I'm in gold Speedos on stage. But you got to have a different level of confidence to wear those spandex suits.
Oh, yeah,
like
definitely.
your Punisher one or Deadpool.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if you saw. Did you see the clip we did from San Diego with the Budget Batman?
Yes, I did.
So it was so funny. We'll have to show you the whole thing. So they had these protesters there.
Okay,
They were
of course.
these religious zealot protesters. And they're just talking smack to all these people and even little kids that are dressed up, for this Comic-Con. There's 4 of them. and they had the "you're gonna go to hell" signs and all this stuff. Like,
oh, wow.
So we decided that, and it was so hot too. I was sweating so bad. But we decided, you know what? Budget Batman needs to intervene. So that clip is me running in front of them, and instead of addressing them, I'm just ignoring them, and I'm like doing the Budget Batman thing and doing the splits, and then everybody was like, "Batman!" like cheering Batman. But that was a lot of fun. And I don't know that Kickin Lawyer could have done that, but Budget Batman could do it.
Right.
So.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
You built the Budget Batman with high energy personality and goofiness.
The Budget Batman developed. I don't know if I've told anybody this. It wasn't for the Comic-Con. I'm a 7th degree black belt in GTMA, Global Traditional Martial Arts.
Okay.
Right? And so I was going to their big national event a few months back, a month or so ago. And some of the leaders, the guy that's the CEO, he's going to be at the Comic-Con. His name's Jeffrey Nodelman. He's a comic book artist. He's been an animator for Disney. He's real acclaimed, right? Like, cool. Very high up. He's pretty cool. He's coming as a guest to the Comic-Con. Well, and he's been on the podcast. Anyway, he's a huge Batman fan. Loves Batman. And I'm a Superman guy. Like, not really a Batman guy. In any event, the people that run that GTMA global event called me, and they said we were trying to find somebody. He had Nodelman had made his pass to get in that said he was Bruce Wayne, and they were like, we thought it would be cool when he's addressing everybody if Batman showed up, and he's supposed to be Bruce Wayne, and there's a Batman. Well, I think they initially thought that I would do like a serious Batman costume. But I go online and look, and like I was like, man, this Adam West one is funny. You know, if I get an Adam West Batman. And so then I put it on, and I looked like a cheap version of Batman to me. And I was like, look, I'm Budget Batman. So it started that way. So I showed up there. That was the first time. And then I was like, man, why don't we use this to promote the Covington Comic-Con? The budget. So that's how that developed, was Budget Batman from getting that suit. The suit wasn't cheap, by the way. I think I paid like $150 for that Batman suit.
Yeah.
Those things aren't cheap. Do y'all make your own? Are you buying them, or how do you do your cosplay?
It's a mix.
It's a mix.
Mm-hmm.
You get resourceful. Sometimes you have to pay for things, but it's much nicer to make it yourself if you can.
Yeah.
It's like, I think once making the costumes, it brings more character to the character.
That's true.
So that
personality, and it's yours.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, Spawn you probably had to make. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I've seen anybody in a Spawn costume.
Oh, yeah. I usually save them for competition.
Okay.
And then I lose the competition. But I'm like, yeah, I'm Spawn, though.
Yeah. Doing it for fun.
Well, y'all should enter this year. You know, last year, Trouble the Clown won. Isn't that right, Josh?
Yeah, I think it was Trouble. He came in either first or second. I can't remember.
There's a couple categories, but he won in one of them. And but his is real original, you know, and he stayed in character the whole time as Trouble the Clown.
Like half of the Batman Who Laugh is original, so it's like or all handmade. The only thing that isn't is kind of the mask itself, but it's just specially made, so gotta get it ordered and things. So.
Yeah. Well, you do art too.
Yes.
You're really talented at it. And a lot of it's hanging up at Theo and Rose.
Yes. Theo and Rose.
I haven't seen a Superman one though.
Oh, you know, there's a lot of kryptonite surrounding it. There's a lot of kryptonite there. No, really, it is. We have I have a shop too in Memphis, in Midtown, called Indie Artist Market. And the lady who makes the kryptonite jewelry uses my painting to help promote the kryptonite.
Oh, okay. Well, I wonder why there wasn't a Superman. You know, because I don't know if you've seen my office. It's through there. You can see hanging up.
Yes.
I've literally got an entire wall that's just Superman.
Okay, I see it.
And I look for custom art for Superman.
What about your face on the Superman?
I have one.
You do?
I have one I got in the Metropolis.
You're right.
I commissioned a guy there to do one that had, well, it wasn't me as Superman. It was a Kickin Lawyer and Superman teaming up with Whiskey the Law Hog. Yeah, but my point is, if there was some Kenneth Dunn Superman stuff, the Kickin Lawyer might be interested in it.
All right, got you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I know he's art, big cosplay guy. So Robin, tell me, what are you into? You acting? Do you art? What else do you do?
Oh man. Jeez, I didn't come here to talk.
Well, you're on.
Great.
You're
on.
I
came here like, it's what you can't hear,
maybe. Yeah. We can support both of you.
I'm just here as like crickets. Oh, me? What? I do cosplay. I paint and draw. I'm a goofball. I go on adventures, read, do video games. I work a 9 to 5.
What adventures do you go on?
Different cities, towns.
That's
visits. Cool. So far as to get a restaurant I want, even if it's 3 hours away.
Have you been to the Cellar?
No.
You should come. I know the owner. You know who the owner is?
Is it you?
Yes. I'm one of the owners.
Oh, me too. I just found out.
We got really good steaks. They got trivia tonight, by the way. If you're available, go at 6:30. There's trivia, and there's live music every Friday.
Okay.
But it is. And I'm not joking though. We legit have very good steaks. Like
The
steaks,
cellar.
I'm up
the
for
cellar.
a good
It's
steak in
like
a long time.
you can walk from here. It's just right over the hill.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think it's very good.
I like how this podcast has devolved into nothing but a giant advertisement for our various businesses.
But it's
Covington Comic Con, the cellar.
I'm not
It'll be
joking.
in the
It's,
vicinity of
Indie
the
Artist
Comic-Con,
Market.
right?
yeah. Well, I mean, worst case, y'all can try it that weekend. They are going to have a bunch of specials that week.
Right. Is that the one that's also doing the Thor hammer too?
Mm-hmm. It's doing the Thor's hammer.
They got that down?
We do not have it now. It's only going to be the weekend of the Comic-Con.
Okay.
Yeah. But they will be, all the staff's going to, I'm making them, they're all going to be in cosplay. I think we're going to do the cosplay Sunday. Because we figured Friday night everybody could go to the Ghostbuster show. Saturday day is the Comic-Con. Saturday night, Superman at the Ruffin. Sunday day is the Comic-Con. Sunday evening you can go eat at the cellar. And you can try Thor's hammer if you want.
What theme are they going to be cosplaying as?
We don't, I didn't make any specific orders on that. It was just cosplay. So.
Gotcha.
All right.
But I have a lot of respect for the folks that do the cosplay. You mentioned video games. What video games are like go-to?
I wanted to go back to playing Bloodborne after watching some of it.
I haven't played that. You play Apex Legends, or y'all make fun of people that play that?
I don't judge, but I don't play it either. I prefer
I'll
something
play
with
it.
a little more body to it when I take my time to do it. 'Cause there's so many directions I
Bloodborne's
throw
a far
myself.
better game.
I don't know
than
anything about
Apex.
Bloodborne. So here's what I do. When I wake up in the morning, now I'm older than you guys, right? But to stay in such, great shape, I do 30 minutes to an hour of fasting cardio every morning, every morning, 7 days a week, which means I wake up and I have an elliptical in my house and I get on the elliptical. So what I've been doing is I'll get on the elliptical and I'll play Apex while I'm on the elliptical. So I'm on the elliptical, I'm not holding the thing, I'm playing Apex. And then at night I do cardio again, 30 minutes to an hour. In the middle of the day I'll either do taekwondo, I'll run, or I'll lift weights. So I do usually three workouts a day, a minimum of 2 workouts a day. But my point was that I play Apex for 30 minutes to an hour every day, Apex Legends. And even with movement on the elliptical, I'm really good at it. So just look up Kickin Lawyer on Apex and I'll play with you.
Is that your gamer tag? Kickin?
It's Kickin Lawyer. That's what it is. Shocker.
Great.
And that's original. Yeah. What about you? You play games, Kenneth?
Well, oh yeah. Sorry. Mortal Kombat.
Oh no, I like Mortal Kombat.
It's in there.
I like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Which iteration do you like?
I like them all actually. All of them. I mean, I like the new take what Mortal Kombat 11 is doing now. Especially the kickback to the 90s representations.
I think I've played that. I think I have played that one.
Oh yeah, it's definitely, and then also got a lot more actors too, current actors, that's in there kind of to help limelight. Like, what's her name? She's the voice of
Ronda Rousey?
Yes.
Yeah, she's the voice of Sonya Blade. Yeah.
Oh, is she? I didn't know that.
In the new game, she is. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I grew up with Mortal Kombat.
And then Jax, Michael J. White is the voice of Jax.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that either.
So originally, here's a fun fact: he was supposed to be Jax in the first Mortal Kombat movie. He turned down the role for the full lead of Spawn.
The Spawn movie was okay.
Yeah,
it was all right. I mean, Spawn. I remember I have Spawn #1. I think I'm a big comic book nerd.
Yeah.
And I had all the iterations there of the initial Spawn, Todd McFarlane, and the Image comics that came out. I had all those original Image comics in the '90s. The problem was they had too many of them produced, so value is questionable.
True.
But the storyline on Spawn was unique. You know, because he's effectively Hellspawn.
Right.
That's what he is, but he's not a bad dude. And then the fact that there's other things he had to struggle with, like that his family, he had to watch his family from afar initially, and they didn't know he was back. And I mean, I have kids.
Similar to Deadpool, they both came out burnt.
Yeah. It's unrecognizable.
Unrecognizable.
Yeah.
I think that kind of same storyline kind of helps spawn a lot of other comic book lines too, as far as storylines, so to speak. Ish.
So what are you Marvel or DC folks?
DC.
Even
though I'm wearing a Marvel
I was about to say you're wearing a Marvel shirt.
Both ways,
DC.
I would say.
Yeah,
Did you grow up in the comic books?
I didn't have a large influence when I was younger, and a lot of things I did see, I found out later on they pertained to the Marvel or DC universe.
Yeah.
Like Ghost Rider and Punisher. Various others I can't seem to think of immediately for some reason. But yeah, mostly in the 90s when it was started coming out. I watched a lot of Batman. Animation like that because it was there, and I enjoyed that. Batman. Gargoyles.
Well, I think you should be able to like all of them, right?
Yeah.
I do tend to like, I mean, obviously, if you look at, I'll show you my office at the end, but, you know, Superman. I mean, even the whole Kickin lawyer thing was because I'm a Superman fan. The color scheme and everything is Superman.
You see that.
Clark Kent.
Yeah, I mean, like you see the comic book looks like Superman.
I get the same effect looking at it. Like, I'm going to be safe. I got this.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, but, you know, I think, I don't know if you know this, but the reason I like Superman, and a lot of people think now because I'm this bigger guy that I'm confident and all that maybe it's because I think I'm Superman. But actually, growing up, I was nerdy. I was a super geeky kid.
Yeah.
And so as a kid, the reason I like Superman is because of Clark Kent. Because I identified with Clark Kent. He was this nerd, but he had this hidden power, you know? And so to me, it was more about I was Clark Kent, you know, I could become Superman than it was I was Superman, if that makes any sense. So I always had that affinity for Superman because of that story, because of Clark Kent.
Right.
He was this bumbling, nerdy guy that had this hidden power. So... anyway, I think I wish more people. I grew up reading comic books. I grew up reading all kinds of stuff. You talking about reading books? I read all kinds of books too all the time. But I think that's a thing that kids are missing nowadays because they're on these phones all the time. Is they don't get to delve into a book or, you know, just. I think it programs your brain differently when you're reading it than when you're looking at it on the screen.
True.
It does.
True.
I like it better just reading it.
That's good. Well, it's good to hear because y'all are very young people. I can tell.
Oh,
Gee,
yeah, you
thanks.
know. I try.
Woo.
It's good for young people to like to read, I guess. So on the movies, then let's. What's your favorite? Both of you favorite all-time superhero movie? Then y'all big cosplayers. Which one do you? If it's on TV, you're just gonna watch it.
Oh, yeah, ladies
Like,
first.
I'm going to know?
Yeah, you're doing great. I'm here for it.
Robin didn't come knowing she was gonna be on a podcast.
But see, you're asking the wrong person a favor of anything because I see so much of a particular interest in each and every category. I don't have one.
Superhero. Oh, man.
You don't have a favorite superhero?
I don't.
Have you watched the old Linda Carter Wonder Woman series?
Not in a long time, but I've seen them.
You have. What about you, Kenneth? You got a favorite?
Oh, I was going to say, I watched the Linda Carter. What's it? Blade.
That's a really good one.
Blade.
That's
and
good.
Then the whole Matrix effect.
You know, the Blade, there's a theory that, I don't know if it's a theory or a fact, that it saved the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It did.
Because prior to Blade, a lot of the movie companies were like, oh, it's silly to do any of these comic book shows.
Well, Marvel was about to go bankrupt in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then Blade
That's why they
saved
sold a lot of the film rights and stuff to the different studios.
It's one of them guys I couldn't think of earlier.
What's that?
Blade. I couldn't think of that one earlier.
Oh, I thought it was awesome.
Like-
I mean, I wanted to dress in black and walk around like that.
I did it
cool.
once. I did it. It was great. Actually, I did it for a whole high school year.
Yeah.
What's up, Josh? What's up,
Undeserved sense of accomplishment.
But yeah, Blade. I think one of the kickers with it, not only being Wesley Snipes, but you know that opening club scene. You know, you can't get past that. Those are just like.
You know, Wesley Snipes is a legit martial artist.
Yes, he is.
I don't know that he would tell you he's on the level with, is it Michael J. White? That's right, Michael J. White. The one that you said that was the voice of Jax. Michael J. White is a phenomenal martial artist. Yes. Like, he's high level. And I think Wesley Snipes is on up there, but Michael J. White is, as far as African-American martial artists, one of the top level guys. But anyway, Blade did a great job as a martial artist, I think, in that movie. Mm-hmm. And I think that was also one of the movies that started where the actors started training in martial arts to complement their acting. Whereas prior to that, a lot of times martial arts was done by a stunt double or somebody that knew, and you didn't have the actual actor doing it. So, you know, it was rare to have somebody who was a martial artist and a acclaimed actor. Because then the Matrix you talk about, you know, they trained all those guys in Kung Fu for years. Lawrence Fishburne, well, not years, I think it was months. Matter of fact, that's an interesting series because, you know, I'm a martial arts guy.
Yeah.
7th degree in Taekwondo, and I do jiu-jitsu and all this other stuff. And so I can tell, like, somebody's skill level by how they perform techniques.
Yes.
And so Keanu Reeves, it's funny to me because you watch the first Matrix, and he's like color belt level technique.
Right.
And then as it advances, he kept training, and you can see his skill increase through the movies because he got much more proficient in martial arts.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So.
And then they also added more CG. So.
Well, that's true. But you look at Keanu Reeves, though. You look at the John Wick
movies.
Oh,
Man, that stuff, I was a cop, right?
Right.
So I was on SWAT, and so I did a lot of tactical training. And his mag releases and weapon transfers and all this kind of it was very accurate the way he did it. So, and he trained at I think it's Taryn Tactical in California, which is where a lot of SWAT teams train and learn how to do that stuff correctly. I just have a lot of respect for movies where the actors and actresses have taken the time to train and how to do the stuff right instead of just throwing somebody on the scene. Like literally how you cut a corner to go into another room. There's a skill to that, and they did that on the John Wick shows. Those movies are all good. Do y'all watch John Wick?
Yes.
Big fan.
Yes. There's another one coming out.
Yes, we are.
What do you think, Josh?
Oh, what about John Wick?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite series. I'll tell you another one. Anybody who likes John Wick to watch that's very, very similar is a film called Nobody. I think it's got what's his name, Bob Odenkirk. I want to say is the actor's name.
Who's in that?
But anyway, it's really, really good. It's very, very similar to the first John Wick movie.
Is that an American movie?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if
Picture
I've seen
Billy
it.
Bob Thornton being really badass.
Is it got Billy Bob Thornton?
No, I
But he
think
looks
He looks like Billy Bob Thornton.
I think the actor's name is Bob Odenkirk. I want to say he's like a comedian or something. But anyway, it was like kind of weird for him to be in the role because he's like a comedian playing this action hero type role. But it's very, very similar to John Wick. And all I'll say is for people who have seen it, that bus scene, and y'all know what I'm talking about if you've seen it, but bus scene is pretty incredible.
The bus scene.
There's a
Yeah.
No, I need to
newer
watch it.
assassin movie just came out too with Brad Pitt.
Bullet Train. Yeah,
haven't seen
Bullet
that yet.
Train.
I don't know
yeah.
that I've seen that. I watched Prey this weekend,
Prey.
the new Predator movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was all right. It was pretty good. The it's a heroine in it. The lead is a female. So it's supposed to be a Choctaw Indian girl or Native American, whatever you're supposed to call Choctaws. But she does a great job. She's very believable, whoever that girl is. I think she actually is Native American, the actress they had play her.
It's one of the best, or I should say the best Predator sequel that they've made.
Well, they really play on her being a woman because they play off the fact that the Predator ignores her initially because she's female.
Right.
And he's like, she's not a threat. And then she ends up being a threat. I don't want to give it away, but I mean,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie. I like all those Predator movies, like the Predator Alien stuff.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had a Aliens versus Predator comic book, and I remember it scared me as a little kid.
That's actually another painting I'm getting ready to work on is the Predator. The fun fact about it, or about the Prey movie, it was a whole different take on a Predator, as far as it being like a pharaoh.
Uh-huh.
And they were more on it was like Egyptian kind of / meets Indian time zone for 1719, I think it was, or night was it?
Yeah, it was 17.
1719.
It was 1719. Yeah.
And then just looking at the construct of that, but you know, I liked it. It was okay. I'm gonna say it was okay.
You saw it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The first one's always going to be the best.
Well, I
Right.
thought the one that had, was it Adrian Brody?
That's Predators. That's
thought that one was
that was the
okay.
Robert Rodriguez one.
I'll be honest, most of them I've seen, I've liked. I just like the Predator. I saw the original Predator at a drive-in movie in Millington. I was a kid, and I remember it was a double header. We saw that, and then some like Rodney Dangerfield movie, I think. My dad brought us there, and I had never seen like Arnold. I grew up in the '80s, and in the '80s, like Arnold that's what a man is. You know, is this big. That's what you wanted to be. This manly man.
Still
Get
is.
hurt. Yeah.
Less words.
Yeah, exactly. No words. Just lift the weight. Anyway,
To the chopper. Wow.
yeah. And so we watched that, and like it was so many iconic scenes in it, like him and was it Carl Weathers that do the biceps, the bulging biceps, and just the whole thing. And then that movie, the original Predator movie, almost all of those actors became politicians. They ran for office and won in one capacity or another, which is interesting. You had Jesse the Body Ventura, that was governor of some state up north.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Arnold was the governor of California. I think even the guy that played the Native American fellow ran for some office. There were several of them that ran for office, which is interesting. There's a lot of interesting facts on that movie. But in any event, it made a huge impression on me seeing the original Predator.
Yeah.
For any guys that are struggling with low testosterone, just watch that movie. Testosterone will increase.
Or take Clomid, apparently.
Get to the chopper.
Anyway, we're going to fanboy out on Arnold. So we're next year, we're talking about going to the San Diego Comic-Con again and going with a group.
Okay.
And it would be great if we all were able to go together. Anybody in your group that's interested, I mean, I'm telling you, it's like a cosplayer's dream over there.
Oh,
I see it on TV. And
right.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be a vendor. I'm like, man, I got to figure out shipping.
I don't know what the cost. Have you looked at what the cost is to be a vendor there? I bet it's crazy.
San Diego,
Yeah,
I
it's
bet
like-
it's thousands.
Well, the tickets. So we looked because we were curious how it worked. So just to be clear, when we went, it was about a month prior to the con that my son that's in the Navy there that we went to visit mentioned that, hey, you could come and it's the weekend of the con. So we thought we could just show up and get in like any con.
Let me specify. You thought that. I'm a little more versed in comic conventions than he is.
That's correct. I thought that. Well, come to find out, no. You got to buy these tickets in advance.
Yes.
So we went anyway, but they had tons of stuff going on around the facility. So we had plenty to do besides we didn't actually get into the Comic-Con, right? So all the video we took and everything was just at events they had for free outside the facility and around there. And I mean, you still get to see the people going and coming, the cosplay and all that. It was very interesting. But next year we want to get in. So Josh is going to watch for when the tickets drop to make sure we get tickets. And we're trying to get a group of people interested in going together to go ahead and pre-buy the tickets. And then maybe as a group, Tara does travel, you know, Theo and Rose travel, and get her to do something where maybe we get a deal because there's a big group of us to go together so that we can enjoy the San Diego Comic-Con.
That'd be cool.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
It'd be a dream.
Right.
Yeah, no, it would be for cosplaying. Oh man, that's where all the YouTube videos. You know, that's the number one is to film right there. All the announcements of everything. It's great. And San Diego's beautiful. You ever been to San Diego?
I've seen pictures. Never seen
Beautiful.
As
Much
far-
nicer than LA.
as far as I've been is Vegas. That's
Okay.
as far as I've gone so
It's
far.
my favorite place
Yeah,
on earth.
I go to Vegas once a year at least. I'm probably going in October this year. I love Las Vegas. Las Vegas is probably my favorite place that I go to, just because there's something to do constantly.
There it is, always.
Yeah. So you talk about traveling. Where's your favorite place to visit that you've been so far?
Consistently?
Or just if you had one place you could go back to, what would it be?
Las Vegas.
Okay, good. Well, you're real after my own heart then.
Simple.
What about you, Kenneth? You get around too on the cons.
Oh, you already knew it. I like, actually, you know what? No disrespect to anybody that travels to New Orleans, but I actually enjoy Lafayette. Mm-hmm. Lafayette's pretty cool. Versus, what's it? I don't forgot the name of the street now. Oh no.
Is that the Bourbon Street or something?
Yeah, the Bourbon Street.
Oh, the overhyped Bourbon Street?
Yeah, Bourbon Street is like an extended Beale Street to me.
Yeah.
I've heard.
You
From
know,
out-of-towners.
Beale Street is. I always hesitate to bring people that travel here to Beale Street.
Right.
Not knocking it, because look, if you're watching, I'm born and raised here. I've been to Beale Street many times, but it's just kind of dirty
like
and kind
It
of.
is.
5 miles of Bill
So we've
Street.
been here and we've seen things.
Yeah, and then you're right. Bourbon Street is like a long, even nastier Beale Street. Now
No
there,
offense to
It's
New Orleans.
there is
guys.
good
No, no.
food. There is good food in New Orleans.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of cool stuff in New Orleans. I just don't I'm just not a. I guess you guys are younger than me. I'm 43, right?
Right.
And at 43,
Oh, I'm not numbered, just backwards.
so you're 23.
Nope, 34.
30. Oh, you're older than I thought you were. How old are you?
33.
Oh, you're older than I thought you were. Man, y'all working on my generation there.
We're trying to
I was
stay
thinking
young.
y'all was like 23. Oh well,
Oh,
you both look
thanks.
very good then.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You look good, too.
Well, thank you.
Tara says she can get San Diego Comic-Con tickets, by the way. She's at the
Already?
Currently?
Tara, you need to work up us a package deal so we can get a hotel and airfare discounted for a whole bunch of folks. I can get a bunch of people to go.
Yeah, I probably know like 20 right now.
No,
that
I
we
was
could
going to
probably-
say, I bet for real we could get 10 to 15 people for sure that would go. If we could get the price in advance and they know what it is and lock it down. If you're a viewer and watch and you want to go, come on to the Comic-Con with us. Also, if you're a viewer, I'm going to do squats after this, and I need people to come squat with me. So if you want to come squat. I'm always frustrated because I don't ever have a lifting partner, and I'm trying to max and stuff, and there's nobody there to spot me.
Hopefully there will be
Squad
10,000
again.
people in there again. Like there
Tara
was
said
last
she's got us. She's got us on it.
week. Cool.
So what would you? Let's go ahead and let's do hypothetical, okay?
All
On
right.
if we have the dream and we go to the San Diego Comic-Con, what would you cosplay there? It's good to think now to anticipate because you got a year to plan, less than a year.
Oh, man.
If I could, it would be Carnage with tentacles.
Nice.
I don't even know. You got
It's
me.
hand and everything.
I think, well,
Teeth.
If she's
Make my
Carnage,
own
you could do
teeth.
Venom.
right? Which I'm almost halfway there, but
We can do Cloak and Dagger.
You dye your hair.
right. We can do this. We can make that happen. But there's a lot of movies coming up between now and then too. So
Yeah, but to me, it's not so much about the movies. Like, if I had a dream cosplay, I'd play Superman.
right.
Now, I'd have to get a little lean, like a lot leaner. I'd probably have to lose like 15 pounds. But I think I could pull it off. I specifically like Alex Ross's Kingdom Come Superman.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar in the comic books, but he's old. He's in his 40s, 50s.
Old.
He's gray-headed. Well, he's like, he's got the
Distinguished.
gray hair that I have. Okay, sure, distinguished. And he's he's got a bigger S on his chest, and it's like black background instead of yellow. And ideally, if I could cosplay one, that would be who I would try to cosplay.
I think I would do like, maybe finish up the Batman Beyond, or a Batman or Spawn.
The Spawn is original.
Spawn.
Like,
I haven't
Spawn's
seen
cool
anybody
too.
really do Spawn well. I think Spawn, Carnage, Venom, all of those that are, they're humanoid, but there's extra elements. I think those would be hard to do.
So like,
There's more care, more
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah, some of the best ones I've seen were when they do like the guys that really go overboard and have the big Hulk or Iron Man or like Hulk,
Takes time to shape
The
out.
Hulkbuster.
Hulkbuster. Yeah, that kind of stuff where it's big. And I saw a guy do Thanos like that too. That's a commitment, that they do that big stuff. And
That
it's
mo-
hot too in that stuff.
That
Yeah, we have one in
Multi-City
town that
Music
does
Con they did that. Once someone did a really good Metroid, built the whole armor and suit for it.
Yeah, I mean that I respect the dedication to that, to go in and do all of that with cosplay. Now the Covington Comic-Con, we expect, I don't know, man. We're expecting at least double the attendance from the last one. One thing we're doing a little different, and the tickets are going to go out. I think Tara said she's got them in now. She sent us a picture of them. Where the tickets are going out for approval from the board this week, and then next week they should be distributed. Every kid in Tipton County is going to get a free ticket to come to the Comic-Con.
oh wow.
So there's no excuse for kids not to get to come and see us, right?
True.
But we didn't do that last year, and we had the turnout that we had. So if we're doing that with all the kids this year,
That's gonna be a whole new record.
I think it's going to be a whole new level, hopefully, of people coming. Just because, man, the Comic-Con thing to me is, initially, I didn't do the cosplay, right? But I like comic books.
Right.
And I enjoy the nerd culture and all that stuff. And so when me, Josh, and Tara got to talking about it, the idea kind of spawned from that thing you were at. The initial, I forget what she called it, when Tara had the
superhero day.
Yeah, the superhero day.
Yeah.
And all those kids came out. It was like cold and
that was,
COVID.
That was like the kicker.
Yeah.
Because me and Tara met, and I was just
That's right,
walking
because you
through,
met with us and talked about it. Yeah.
And basically I was like, I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. And I was, hey. And then she was like, hey. And then I was like, what's up? And she was like, what's up? And then it just drug up from there.
Well, she had said something to us about it because Josh goes to them all the time. He's had booths at them and had promoted his movies and stuff at the Comic-Con. Yeah. I would go to him sometimes to support him, but then also because I'm a big comic book nerd, right? And I would go wanting to look at comic books. And then I've also promoted a bunch of events. Mm-hmm. So, like, I used to do taekwondo tournaments. I've done like 47 MMA fights. I hosted the High Octane Fighting Championship MMA events, right?
Yes.
Promoted them, fought in them, all this kind of stuff. And I mean, events are events. And then we do still testings and all kinds of just big spectator events. And so some of them that we went to, we got to talking, and we're like, man, we could do this better. We think it makes it a lot more fun for people, have a lot more stuff for them to do. Anyway, so that's kind of how it all spawned out. So we all sort of came from a different angle of what the focus was. But one thing I think we're all unified in is these comic conventions are fun for the children.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun for adults too. But man, these kids get to let their freak flag fly, They get to show up and be Halloween in August. Yeah, right. Exactly. So I'm hoping that parents will let their kids come. I think they're very family friendly. It's a lot of fun stuff to do, cool vendors to see, stuff you can buy.
And there's always more promotions for more events too, for that to be said.
Yeah.
Also, getting ready to do another show. So where I like to do challenges, competitions for makeup artists to all come in. And if you guys are familiar with Face Off or Skin Wars, I have a new created thing.
Yeah.
Fantasy Wars.
Cool.
And that's where everybody locally that works on different projects come in together, compete in cosplay, whatever, whatnot. And this year, we'll be focused on Wakanda forever.
Cool. So who do you think the new Black Panther is?
Speculation?
Did you see the new commercial?
Yes.
I think I know who it is, but I'm curious what you think.
I think it's the Queen. I think it's the Queen for now, but given to the comic books, it does become the sister.
Yeah, that's who I think it is.
But I want to say that the Queen is holding it down until the sister comes in April.
Well, of course, they're probably going to save it to the end.
Right.
That way
Well,
they
you
can
know
extend the story.
they're playing up that the one sister is going to be Ironheart.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
She's going to end up being the basically Iron Man replacement. So I don't know. We'll see. It's curious to see.
Well,
There's rumors that Doctor Doom is going to be in it.
Yeah, that and
Well, I think he's lead in with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they're
introduced.
They're supposedly introducing him in the new Black Panther
for the Kang.
Yeah, to set him up for the whole Secret Wars and Fantastic Four and all that. That's
Are y'all familiar with Secret Wars?
just a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so I grew up in the '80s,
Ah.
and I lived in the Secret War era there. And Secret Wars was awesome because it was one of the first times you got to see all the superheroes together. And anyway, that storyline is awesome. And I think that if they do it right, and I figured they probably will at this point, that'll be pretty impressive. I hope the one scene I'm going to go ahead and foreshadow, I hope they recreate, is in Secret Wars. I think it's number 7. And you can maybe look it up, pull it up, Josh. The cover is the Hulk holding a mountain up with all the other Marvel superheroes under it. And it says under like 6.7 million tons lies the Hulk, and he's angry or something like that. And Spider-Man is talking smack to him. It might have been 4 or 6. 7 is the one where the black costume came up. There it is. That's the one with the gray. That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, they're supposed to be doing that too.
Yeah. See, beneath 150 billion tons stands the Hulk, and he's not happy. And what happened is the bad guys throw like a mountain on top of him, and Hulk is holding it up, and Spider-Man's talking smack to him to make him pissed, so he'll be stronger and holding it up. But anyway, as a kid, I remember that was a huge big scene because Hulk was that strong. He's holding this mountain up. Anyway, I hope they recreate that in Secret Wars.
They can't. They've nerfed the Hulk now. They made him a wuss.
They just made him the smart Hulk.
I like 2008 Edward Norton Rage Monster Hulk.
Dragger.
That's the one I like. Yeah.
Well, since we were asking about it, and since you're a Punisher lady, I assume you're a Punisher fan and know about Punisher and all that. Yeah. Which is your favorite Punisher? Because there's been a few movies, iterations of Punisher. Do you know? No, you don't know what I'm talking about.
I've seen one reiteration.
There was
Punisher, and then I've seen
the Thomas James Punisher.
And I've seen on Netflix the Punisher.
Yeah.
That's as far as I've.
Oh yeah, and then that was more recent. I'm talking about the movies. So you had
the
Thomas James.
Jane one is really good.
Yeah, and then you had the one after that, the Warzone one that I forget that guy's name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I forget the actor. I would have known if you hadn't mentioned it.
That guy.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Punisher Warzone. Ray Stevenson.
Yeah,
That's it. Ray Stevenson.
And then the most recent one, which I thought was really good.
John Bernthal.
Wait, don't forget Dolph Lundgren. First.
Oh yeah, that's in the '90s. You're right. Dolph Lundgren did play Punisher, and he did a pretty good job at it. I think.
Yeah, it was different. I liked the whole skull beard.
Yeah. So you've only seen the one, so you probably think, well, he was good. He did a good job.
That's the one I'm most familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
It is that and the TV series that they came out with, which I was a little disappointed with. I enjoyed they picked this character, and then he always seemed like he needed help. He was constantly in need of someone else's help.
What's the Netflix one?
Yes.
I feel like it was a lot of.
That made me seem a little
short man syndrome.
Weak.
Yeah, I don't know, because I thought he was super violent, and that's a whole element of him in the comic books.
Like he would jump too far, but he didn't need quite as much help. He was violent. It's like an anti-hero.
I was looking at it like because you didn't see a whole lot of the skull in the Netflix version until like the later season, and so just looking at that, and now they're getting ready to pick it back up, which is another fun fact. Yay!
I saw that. Well, you said anti-hero. You're right. Because Ghost Rider, Punisher, maybe to some degree Daredevil. There were some of them were anti-heroes. They weren't the traditional. They would kill people or they would do. It was darker. You know what I mean?
That's the more relatability.
Yeah.
I really think that's why they went and put them on Netflix too, just because of that. And then now I'm tying it into the MCU on a reverse end.
I just finished the new season of Superman and Lois on. I didn't watch it till it came out on HBO Go. Yeah. But I liked it. Do y'all watch any of those shows? All those shows? Probably. I'm a super nerd.
HBO.
You can borrow my password.
Was it? I didn't know that. What's her name? The Pink Ranger. She directed that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Superman and Lois?
Yes.
I tried to get her for the Covington Comic Con, and she didn't respond to my message.
Oh, she was just in.
So I'm a little
she was just
upset.
at a con too.
She was at one in.
Was it Tupelo? No, not Tupelo. Jackson. She was in Jackson.
Man, those folks are proud of themselves.
Yes.
So look, we reached out to several people to try to get some.
I almost had us the voice of Super Mario.
Almost for $10,000.
$6,000.
Plus travel and hotel. It was going to be more than that.
That's on the cheap end. Jeremy doesn't understand Comic Cons or guests or like how.
No, I do understand. But here's what they don't understand. Like, no offense, but you're the voice of Mario. Okay, come on, man. You know, if you're going to charge me $6,000, the Pink Ranger I could see paying more for. You know, something like that. You would like the voice of Mario, Josh, because you're in the games and all that.
I would disagree with that because the fact Mario's like in a lot of countries he's the second most recognizable character next to Mickey Mouse, and whereas
but not in Denton County.
But Pink Ranger is not. No, I'm not saying it's
all
that it's justified in the price. I'm just saying that
hey, if he can get it, more power to him.
For Comic-Con guests, like you don't understand that is the amount that they charge, like low level actors and actresses charging insane amounts of money. You know, that's just the average.
I get it, and you know we're a sort of a new con. You know, it's literally the second year, and it's not like we have that much money to pay for folks to come. We're trying to get sponsors and everything to cover expenses, but it was just more. It was higher than I thought for some of these folks to come in. Some of these people that quoted us, I was just surprised at how much money they wanted. Yeah. So.
Oh, you gotta look at too. It's like they're coming across the country as well.
Well, again, I'm fine with the paying for, but it's a weekend. You know, like,
true.
like honestly, I've gone places as a martial arts guy, as a guest on stuff where they just covered like the hotel, like that's it, and I just went as a sort of a courtesy. But anyway, it's all good. I shouldn't be cheap, I guess, right? No. But we do have some. Josh, you want to run through the guest lineup real quick?
Yeah.
Do you have it handy?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
But we have quite a few people returning, and then we've got quite a few new guests. And Kenneth will be there. I assume Robin's going to be there.
Got Jeffrey Nodelman, who's an animator.
Can the audience see this, or is it just us looking at it?
No, but I'll just run through it real quick.
Okay.
So he's an animator, did Doug and Sabrina the Teenage Witch, animated stuff.
Also CEO of the GTMA organization.
That is correct. Also DeSoto County Ghostbusters. They're bringing they got mad at me because I called it the Ecto one. They call it the Ecto 17, but basically it looks like the Ecto one from the movie. Heavyweight champion Bam Bam Bundy will be there. We've got Ernest Russell, who is a writer with Pro Se Productions. We got Josh Plock, who is also an author. Rick Prince, who is a makeup artist and filmmaker. He's been on Sci-Fi Channel's Face Off. We've got Historical Haunts Memphis returning, who have worked with the actual Taps guys from the Ghost Hunters TV show. We've got William Russell, who is a comic artist, Trouble the Clown, and TikTok star Peter Prankster, who actually has a really big following on TikTok. That's our guest lineup.
And we have Kenneth Dunn. And we got Budget Batman, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on.
We got director Josh Mason will be there, and
Theo and Rose. She may have ice cream or may not. And then we've got 40 vendors. Is that right? Isn't that what Tara said?
Yeah, I think it's like 40 some odd tables total. So however many vendors. Some of the vendors had bought multiple tables, but yeah, it's a lot of vendors. More vendors than we had last year.
Things to look at.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, it's definitely worth the price. Josh can tell you, and well, Kenneth, you can too. You've been to a bunch. What's the average admission to a Comic-Con?
35?
Yeah, I was going to say 30, 35.
And ours is $10.
Yeah.
$10 or $15 for both days. So, I mean, that's very affordable.
Super affordable for a Comic-Con.
Yeah. And we're trying to keep it like that because we want people to enjoy it and get to come. But they have to do that. They have to actually come out and enjoy it. All right. Well, tell everybody where they can find you if they were trying to look you up on the social medias. Where would they locate you at?
Heroes of Lotus Night.
Okay.
That's Heroes of Lotus Night. You can put it in one word or any way you like. It'll bring you up to the like page and show you everything that we're doing and future projects too.
Sweet. And they can message you there and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. And Kenneth is very responsive and very available. I see him around stuff all the time.
Right. If you don't see me, I'll see you. How you see me is the question.
Yeah, in what outfit he's in. And this is one of the rare times I've actually seen you not in a costume.
Right.
I asked Josh if I was supposed to be in a Budget Batman outfit. What about you, Robin?
You could have anyway.
Yeah, well, I guess I got it ready. It's always on standby.
I'm amused. I would have known it anyway. That's great. It's Punky Cosplay with an underscore PUNKIEKOZPLAY underscore.
Punky Cosplay.
Punky Cosplay.
I like it.
Gracias.
Sweet. Well, and then you will both be at the Covington Comic-Con too.
Yes.
So what's the? Tell me this real quick before if y'all got any last minute things we can talk about, because we usually when we're working on an hour, I start trying to tire up a little bit. If somebody wants a picture with a cosplayer,
Yeah.
what do you think is the proper way? Do you expect money for it, or is it just hey, ask permission, or what's kind of the etiquette?
Well, it depends on what the cosplayer is there for. So if the individual cosplayer is there to sell prints and take pictures or whatever, whatnot, I would say starting off, you got to look at your surrounding. Mm-hmm. If you're there and the cosplayer is wearing something that's like not really pizzazz, then, you know, they shouldn't hurt to take it for free or whatever or not. But if there's a lot of investment in it, and then they're also there to sell prints and you want to buy a picture, you know, you could probably work something out or buy a print and take a picture. It's like a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you're not going to charge over the top, but why not?
Yeah.
Depending on where you at.
Or accept tips.
Like San Diego.
So I went when I was in Metropolis. There was the guy that played the mute Kryptonian in the original Superman movie. There, the older guy. I forget his name.
Oh.
I shouldn't forget his name because I got his autograph right. I was excited to see him, but I don't remember his actual real name, right?
Oh, I know you're talking about. Okay, it took me a minute.
Yeah, so I go up to him. He's sitting down. He's an older fella. And I did buy one of his prints. I bought one of the prints and got him to autograph it to the Kickin' Lawyer, right?
Yeah.
And but then I go, can I get a picture with you real quick? And I didn't think about that maybe he charges for the pictures. And my wife already had the camera out. So I like lean into the guy and he's like, well, and I could see him look at his other guy. And I remember it striking me as odd. I was like, what is he? And I was already looking and I'm like, you don't even have to get up. Just look. So he looks and we take the picture. And then it struck me that they were charging for the pictures. And I didn't realize that. And I was kind of infringing. I mean, I didn't make him get up or whatever, but that's just a picture there with him. And
I need to give Jerry a class on con etiquette.
Yeah,
I've been going to him for like 10 years.
The thing is, like,
I'm used to it.
I don't like people writing on my stuff. Like, I'm not an autograph guy. Like, I don't like people writing on my stuff. I don't really care to get pictures with a bunch of folks because they all use the bathroom the same way I do, famous or not. We're all the same, right?
True.
So it's like I don't normally. There's a very few people, a finite number of people that I'm like, oh, I want to get a picture with them. You know, like I really enjoyed meeting Jerry Lawler. I've looked up to him, grown up around here. Jerry the King Lawler was a big deal to me. So this guy was in the Superman universe, kind of a big deal. My point was I just don't really have the experience. That's why I ask, what's the etiquette? I guess you could just ask them. It didn't hurt anybody's feelings.
You know, you also got they got favorites too. You know, or not like that. But I'm just saying it's more or less if it's an actor and they see you and they like what you have on, they be like, hey, come take a picture with me, and then you can get a free picture. That happens. Or they like your artwork.
I was going to say, there's certain places I've been where they go, would you like a dance, a free dance?
Exactly.
You know, and you do the dance, and next thing you know, they want $20, you know,
or here's one QI. You know, FYI, if you're like positioned by the bathroom, you have a table by the bathroom, I'll say get that table. Why? Because the famous person has to come by. And
that's a good point. Yeah. So,
what's up, man?
A lot of the actors and actresses at the cons too will treat you differently depending on if you're spending money at their booth or not. The lead actor for the old Flash Gordon TV show, he had one couple was at his booth and they were talking to him and they were buying a whole bunch of his stuff and he was just chatting it up with them, just being the nicest guy ever. And then I saw there wasn't anybody over there, so I was like, I'll go say hey, meet him real quick, but I wasn't gonna buy anything because I'm not a big Flash Gordon fan. And sure enough, I went over there to say hey to him. You could tell he just had no time for me. Like I was like, I'm the only person there. There's nobody in line. But the minute he found out I wasn't buying anything, it was like no need to continue chatting with me. So anyway, I just find that interesting that some of them are like that. Not all of them. I've met really nice ones over the years, but
I heard that guy was kind of a turd anyway.
Yeah,
he didn't have to be so evident with it.
Yeah. I haven't met him, but I heard he wasn't as nice.
If I gave him $5, he would have been super nice.
I was shocked at how nice Jerry Lawler was. And Jerry Lawler, you know, because we thought he was going to be here like 30 minutes, and we talked like an hour and a half, and he was super cool with his time. He was real nice. I just like people that are real like that, you know, don't get the big head because they think we all the same.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, anything else for the good of the order before we go?
Come to the Comic-Con.
Come to the Comic-Con.
Yeah. And again, we really appreciate you sponsoring us too.
Oh, no,
it means a lot. So whatever you need, get out of jail.
Tickets to the hey, you know what? I might talk to you about that.
I hear about steak.
Yeah. We got good steaks now. We got good steaks.
Right.
We take care of you. So thanks, Kenneth and Robin, for being on the show.
I appreciate it.
You guys don't forget to like, follow, subscribe all across podcast platforms and social media. We're also on TikTok, and as we've been talking the whole show, the Covington Comic-Con is coming up August 20th and 21st. These are the tickets. The tickets are available at Theo and Rose and Huff and Mason Attorneys. They're only $10 for one day, $15 for two. Hopefully you guys will join us. I do want to thank Michelle Allen, longtime sponsor. If you're buying, selling, renting real estate, she's your go-to cry-like realtor in the area. She'll be glad to help you out. If you'd like to become a Kickin' lawyer yourself, you can go to Mason's High Octane Martial Arts. It's located here in Covington. We're signing up folks and creating black belts all the time. And the Cellar Restaurant Prohibition Bar. It's located in Covington, Tennessee. It's just off the square. Tonight is trivia night. Friday night's live music. It's great food every day. It opens at 4 p.m. And, of course, if you need help with your online digital presence, Mason Knight Digital Marketing will help you. And he's running a Comic-Con special soon that you can hit him up for. All right, what we got next week, Josh?
Next week, I believe we've got David Haley, who is a realtor, I believe from like the Memphis, South Haven area, and he is also a member of DeSoto County Ghostbusters.
Sweet. Yeah. So he's gonna fight it out with Michelle Allen.
Yeah, I guess while wearing a Ghostbuster outfit. Yeah.
Okay, that'll be cool. That'll be good. Well, anyway, hopefully we'll see you guys next week. Hope you have a good week. Until then, keep kicking. Thanks for watching, guys. Just remember that this is not legal advice or investment advice or business advice. This is for fun and entertainment purposes only.